Hello and welcome back once again to Father and Sundays, the unexplainable guide to absolutely nothing. This week we are on episode 29.
29?
I know, and we're talking about being British this week.
Good stuff.
Anyway, stick around if you want to hear more. Hello.
Hello.
Hiya.
Hiya. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah,
Should we get started?
Oh, you want to launch straight in, do you?
No.
No? Got anything you want to talk about before
No.
we get going?
No, do you?
There's a few things, as always, that I need to get off my chest.
I felt that was coming.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
Nice t-shirt, by the way.
Lovely T-shirt. Thanks for asking. I don't know what you were asking. You didn't ask anything, but thanks for complimenting me on my T-shirt.
Right.
It's my 11 of Diamonds T-shirt.
Is this your card t-shirt?
Available on the website, on the store, on the website. fatherandsundays.com
/store.
No. Anyway, there was a few things I wanted to start with before we launch into talking about being British, which is something we know a little bit about. I just wanted to apologise for anybody that was disturbed by...
So we start every single week, it appears, with an apology.
Oh, yeah, always. I'd like to apologise for last week's sting. What I wanted to assure people was that it wasn't a sting with a subliminal, dirty panting in the background. That was actually Bilbo.
I noticed the panting.
Yes, he'd been following me around all day, and he wouldn't leave the room when I was recording it. And if you listen in the background of that sting, you can just hear him panting with reverb, you know.
I heard the panting and I thought, that sounds like Bilbo. I was thinking, oh no, you've probably put that there as a bit of a joke because of Bilbo.
No, not a joke. He just wouldn't
genuinely
go.
was Bilbo.
It was genuinely Bilbo, yeah. He wouldn't leave my side that day. Other stuff, still no word from Disney
Epcot?
on the lemons.
No?
No. I mean, bearing in mind, and they listen to everything. They've got everybody wired, I believe, Disney anyway. So they should be hearing this. So can you please answer? Can you have the courtesy to answer my message? Right, thank you very much. Apart from that, I think I'm done. I think...
Were you done for the week, or...?
Well, you know, we could go on forever with the things I want to bring up at the beginning of these things. So let's leave it there.
All right.
And get on to the subject that we were supposed to be discussing today, which is being British.
Or British culture. Or I think let's firstly define Great Britain.
Yes.
Is made of we're talking about Great Britain and Northern Ireland. The UK...
Yeah, UK and Northern Ireland, although I think really...
Sorry, the United Kingdom is Northern Ireland. Britain is Britain and Northern Ireland.
I know technically Britain doesn't include Southern Ireland. But, you know, when we talk about these islands, I guess, you know, when I say being British, I know Southern Irish people wouldn't, like the Republic of Ireland, wouldn't consider themselves to be British. But, you know...
What are you on about?
What?
The United Kingdom include... England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, sorry. Britain includes England, Scotland, Wales. But we'd also include Northern Ireland as when we say Great Britain and Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
Ireland's not in any of that.
No, I know it's not in any of that. But I do consider them to be part of our isles, because they are. So I'm not going to dwell on that particularly, but I do consider...
I'd say we've got a close relationship with Ireland.
Technically... They are a completely different country, but I don't see them as that, you know? I do see Ireland obviously separated in two.
They're probably going to be very unhappy about this.
I don't know that anybody's going to be unhappy about anything, really.
No, let's be honest, they're always going to be unhappy about something.
All right, okay. Okay, so
we've got a very close relationship with Ireland.
Yeah, so straight away there's some sort of conflict there.
I think there's always been... Basically, the whole country was built on conflict.
No, I don't mean about Ireland.
I'm talking about... Yeah, I'm talking about this.
And let's face it, a lot of the... some of the other countries within there... Well, some of the other countries... Scotland and Wales, I think quite a lot of people within those two countries would like to be their own country. And... you know, as we can see from devolution in both of those areas, To Cornwall, I think Cornwall. There's a
They want to be their own country.
well, they do, but it's not to the same extent. It's not to the same extent as certainly Scotland and maybe Wales. So, anyway, that's a bit serious.
What they'll do is they get upset and they'll just make a raft out of pasties and then float off and make their own civilization somewhere else.
Well, good luck to them if they want to do that. As long as I don't take all the pasties, I'll be happy that they do whatever makes them happy. Right, okay.
Isn't there history actually with the Cornish pasty and the fact that they used to have the pasty was essentially the way of holding the meat?
If
the pastry,
my memory serves me correctly, because there was quite a lot of mining in Cornwall as well, I believe that would have been tin mining, then they would do exactly that, so that they didn't, because they would be really dirty and, from the work they did, it was almost like a little carrying case for it. And what they actually ate was the meat in the inside of the pastry, not the pastry itself.
Yeah.
But obviously now, they've got, you can get pasties anywhere now, and all different sorts of pasties. And yeah, I love pasties.
You do.
I do. Anyway, yeah. So that's a little bit about Cornwall. We seem to be veering off around the country at the moment. How would you define yourself as being British? What is unique about being British in your eyes compared to the rest of the world?
Well, I would say one of the big things about being British that makes it unique is the fact that it's not unique. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
The amount of culture and diversity that builds up this country is what makes it, I wouldn't say different, because there's other countries like it. You normally see it with the more developed countries normally see a bit more of it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact is you've got many different people, many different cultures, and even things that you'd go, things that we consider are a British dinner or something like that, like an Indian, is made up from, yes, you wouldn't be able to get some of the stuff we get in an Indian restaurant in India, because it's a British meal that's been based around an Indian cuisine.
Yeah, quite a lot of the most popular Indian dishes are British inventions as such.
However, then that's what I like about it, is the fact is we've taken other cultures and we've brought like the hundreds of ways you can cook a potato.
Yeah, go.
And no,
go on.
Mash.
1,
roast.
2,
boiled.
3,
raw.
Well, that's not cooking it, is it? No, it's still 3. You've got 97 still to go.
Jacket.
4.
A hash brown.
5.
Chips.
6.
Wedges.
7. You're reaching there.
Bombay.
That's
Sagaloo.
That's you're never going to get to 100. Let's put it that way. Cottage pie, that's just mash on top of a...
Yeah, but it's a different way of cooking it, isn't it? On top of something.
Oh, underneath it. Is there anything that has it underneath it? Are you just going to by the side of it? To the left of it, to the right of it?
No. Well, that would just be mash, wouldn't it?
I think there's not 100 different ways. No, and that's not.
No, there is hundreds of different ways.
That is not.
Look up how many ways are there to cook a potato.
I'm on it.
And there'll be hundreds of ways to cook a potato.
Okay, all right.
Bit over 100.
But smash is not potatoes. You know that, don't you?
It's just like other stuff.
It's just like sort of sawdust and bits of fluff and bits from down the bottom of your
sofa.
You
say bits down the bottom of, but you hadn't worked out the rest of that sentence.
I hadn't, no. No, look, I mean...
Thought I'd help you out.
I like that. Yeah, we have got... I mean, we've got it's a democratic country, society. We have got a lot of diversity within our country as well. I think... one of the alarming things for me is I ever see a depiction of, particularly the English, to be honest, in any sort of comedy, we are seen to be so pompous and so awkward. I mean, even to the point of being like ugly, you know, bad teeth, bad hair, you know, all this sort of thing.
I will point out, you said about being awkward as well. We could go into it a bit more in a second, but I think we can pretty much agree we are awkward.
Oh, we can be, yeah. And I think, I wonder whether, you know, personally, I'm very awkward with situations and that. And when we've been abroad, you see that other countries deal with things very differently to how we do. Even to when we've been to the US, they are very different in their approach to things to the British. I mean, we stick out like a sore thumb whenever we're anywhere. But yeah, so I do think people are quite cruel when they depict us. I guess it happens across the world. I mean, our depictions of someone from another country, you know, sort of.
Well, there's the classic thing of with people with big teeth in the UK.
Yeah, I mean,
from like US cartoons, but then I've seen US people without any teeth. So
yeah, I mean, what's best, big teeth or no teeth?
I'm joking, of course, but
no. The thing is, it's just. I mean, as if you look a little way back, you'd think everybody in Britain walked around, or certainly England walked around with a bowler hat and an umbrella.
Yeah, I don't do that anymore.
No, I only do that certain days. You know,
only days ending with Y.
Yeah, but it is. Sometimes you watch it and you go, because I would say on the whole, the British have got a incredible sense of humour. I think it's quite.
Would you say we've got a dark sense of humour?
Yeah, because I think you've got loads of different elements of it. I mean, you've got slapstick. When you look at things that comics that have been produced from this country, you've got very much slapstick. Got quite.
They're often the ones that translate well, like Mr. Bean.
Yeah, around the world.
He doesn't even speak.
In a way,
it translates anywhere.
That in other countries, that is comedy. That would be at the top of their comedy, and that doesn't make it any less funny than, you know. I don't think I'm being clever because I watch something and you have to think about the comedy in it. That's not the point. Comedy's comedy, but
I mean, because classically as well, American comedies, you get the occasional big one that comes around here, but a lot of what you watch with American comedy, I will be honest, some of it just doesn't make you laugh.
No, you're absolutely right. A bit of hit and miss. I guess that things have tried to be, and I suppose the difference is there with those sort of things, because when things are tried to be, I mean, especially with English-speaking countries. So if we talk about the US, so you'd think a popular show, whatever it is in the UK, would be able to be made over in America and would be successful as well. I know a lot of comedies don't translate.
Yeah, In-Betweeners does not translate.
Yeah, I know Red Dwarf
does not translate.
It's because the humour in it seems to be quite specifically.
They normally carry over one. Normally, not always. Carry over one actor. Like Richard Ayoade did IT Crowd in the UK.
Because that actor
did
and I suppose with Red Dwarf, they had Crichton, which in a way sort of wasn't the main character, but was something that it wouldn't really matter where that character came from, because it's got pretty much an American accent in it anyway nowadays. So I mean, but it's strange how that doesn't quite work out, you know. And I went very first time I ever went to the States. I stayed with an Englishman who was lived out there, married an American and that, and he obviously, his humour was still very British, but his wife's was completely different, and I found that fascinating. I found that, you know, it's like anybody, when someone laughs at one thing, the other person can't even get their head around it. You know, there's no right or wrong, but it's just fascinating in that respect.
I mean, to a certain extent, this literally happens for every single country or continent, whatever. Is things are socially and culturally going to change. Whether that be from the comedy you talk about, the snacks you eat, very obviously big difference in snacks between the US and the UK, mainly due to laws and stuff like that as well.
Yeah,
but,
quite. Not allowed to make a lot of the stuff that you walk around the supermarkets in the States and you go, wow,
I was watching a video.
Look at the colour of that.
I was watching a video from Rhett and Link the other day, who are two American YouTubers. and they were trying out different cereals from different countries, and they had Fruit Loops, and they said, this one's just lacking colour. Where's all the colour? I'm thinking, yeah, that left
because
many.
They don't, yeah.
We weren't allowed blue Smarties for a very long time.
So look, I'm going to ask you: are you proud to be English? Let's start with because we're English. Are you proud to be English?
Depends on circumstances. I would always call myself British, though.
And are you proud to be British?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm English when it comes to football.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it changes depending on what we've just the
Olympics.
Olympics.
I would say I'm proud to be English. I'm proud to be British.
Obviously, with the Olympics and we have a GB team, so you're supporting people who are Welsh, Scottish, English, Irish. I think.
No.
Yeah.
Northern Irish. You're doing it again.
Yeah, but
they're a different team. Ireland's a different team.
Yeah, I know Ireland's a different team, but I was just making sure that Northern Ireland was part of the GB team, and they are.
They're going to be very offended that you seem to think they're the same thing.
I'm not doing it deliberately. I'm just trying to get my head around it because I know it changes from thing to thing. Obviously, when we go into the Commonwealth Games, that completely goes out because you will have Scotland and you will have Wales and you will have Ireland.
Why did you put that in quotations?
I don't know.
Because it's a separate country.
Yeah. But don't they sum it up that I'm being awkward and sort of not sure and worried about upsetting people? That is very British. Because you do not see that all around the world. Fact check. In the 70s episode, I said I was born in the 70s. What I meant to say was I was alive in the 70s. I was born in the late 60s. Fact check.
When you look at kind of things like modern culture and stuff like that, and there's a lot of things we've discovered due to things like social media, and there's been a lot of social media accounts built around things such as British problems. I believe Very British Problems is one of the early ones on Twitter, and stuff like that. Sorry, I'm just watching you very delicately touch your microphone.
Yeah, because I slightly knocked it away from me. Go on.
So Very British Problems, stuff like that. And it is funny to look at how, as a society and as a culture, we've got our own ways of doing things. I think you had a look at some of those kind of stuff as well.
Well, I did, because I thought at first, I'm sure everybody's like this, and it might be that people around the world are like this. But I saw a list of these things, which weren't ours. That was from somewhere else. I'm not sure where it originated from, but like you say, there's sites around it, and it's things like it's just an apologetic way of dealing with everything. Mm-hmm. We don't complain about things, or we don't tend to complain about things. It's not really within our culture. We always feel like it's our own problem. Things that I read through here was around, being unable to turn and walk in the opposite direction without first taking out your phone and frowning at it. So you're walking along the road, you've suddenly realised, no, I'm going in the wrong direction. You don't want anybody to just look at you and think, what's the matter with him? He's just turned around. So you get your phone out as if you've just got a call, and you do because you've just read a message saying, no, don't go that way, go the other way. Right? Yeah. I do that.
Your phone's telling you that. I've done it before where I've realised I've been walking along and thinking, I've walked up to the top of the road and realised, I've forgotten my hoodie or I've forgotten my wallet. Mm-hmm. And you get out your phone, you look at it, and then you turn around. I've got one just to mention as well.
Yeah.
So I always do this at work.
Yeah.
And whenever you open the door,
yeah,
and someone's on the other side of it,
yeah,
and you go, sorry. As if I'm walking through a door. Why am I apologising that I'm opening the door to walk through it?
I say sorry, even when there's no reason to say sorry. You just automatically go into that mode. I mean, it's not all British people are like this. I would say, but
it's quite common though. It's like going to the toilet, opening the door. Not like you're opening the cubicle. I'm talking about just open the door to the room. Open the door. Someone's on the other side of it. I'm apologising that I'm about to go through this doorway. Why am I doing that? All I'm doing, I literally just need to I need to move myself from one room to another, and I'm apologising for doing so because someone else also wants to do the same thing.
Here's one for you, and this one you'll know this one. indicating that you want the last roast potato by trying to force everyone else to take it. Now, where that bit is roast potato, you could put garlic bread or anything. Right?
Mostly garlic bread.
Because...
I don't know.
I didn't say that right then, did I? But you will go, right, there's one bit left in here. Dad, do you want it? I go, no. And you go, Mum? No, that's all right. Becky?
Mum never eats it anyway. I don't know why I'm asking.
Dad, you sure you don't want it? And you'll go round twice and then announce very loudly, is everybody sure? So people are getting annoyed with you in the end, and then you'll pick it up and eat it.
The worst thing about that kind of thing is when because part of it is being polite, no one wants to take the last thing. Also, another thing I used to do was never eat the last Jaffa cake, because you'd feel bad that you're the one to eat the last thing out the packet, unless it was my own packet of Jaffa cakes. But offering everyone this, and then someone goes, yeah, all right, I'll have it, and you're thinking that's not a very British thing to do. You never accept it. You always go, oh no, someone else have it, even though you really want it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's definitely one.
I've got one for you then.
Go on.
When was the last time we were at like a gathering? I mean, we're never normally at gatherings anymore because of COVID, but when you were at a gathering or with family and you wanted to leave, so you've always gone, right.
Yep. You have to do a really big, exaggerated...
It's a routine.
Well, I really, really don't want to leave, but it's out of my control. I have to leave immediately.
Or... I guess, but we better make a move. We better make a move is also...
We better make a move. Why? If someone went to you, why have you got to make a move? You go, because I don't want to be... Probably because I don't want to be here anymore, but there's no real reason.
Sometimes if you do want to still be there, but you're thinking, well, I best leave. Because we have got a new... Obviously, when you got a dog, that's quite classic. Better get home for the dog.
Well, he does get used quite a lot. I mean, I will look at my watch as well.
We do actually need
I'll
to get
stand there
home
and
for
I'll
him.
go look at everybody, probably get a bit of a serious expression on my face, and look at my watch, shake my head, and then go, yeah, probably need to go now. Now, I know I probably didn't even look what the time was, but I will still do that.
Another thing though is when you go, right, I better get going soon. This is normally at a pub though. This is a different one.
Oh, what about 4 hours later?
Yeah.
You're still saying goodbye.
Right, guess I better go, or I only have one drink.
That's when there's a few of you in the car as well, or you're coming away from there's a number of you, and there's always one that he's, well, where's so and so? Oh, he's out there. Oh, he's gone to say goodbye. Oh, for God's sake! And you're all standing there for another like half hour waiting for him. Mishearing somebody's name on the second time of asking, meaning you must now avoid them forever.
Yeah.
But
do you ever do it with that as well? Similar kind of thing, when you've met someone before, you can't remember their name,
man.
so you have to literally go, because some people try and a convoluted way of trying to get them to say their name by introducing them to someone else. All I do is I just never refer them to by their name ever again.
But the problem is with that is, why can't you? I mean, I'd started to get a bit better with it and saying, sorry, I didn't get that. I always make out I'm deaf. Or no, I don't make out I'm deaf. My hearing's not great anyway, but I'm not making out I'm actually deaf. No, that would be well out of order.
That would be bad.
Just walk off. Go, wave my arms about, then walk off. That's not what deaf people do. No, what I mean is that I'll say to someone, blah 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 about something, and they'll go, I'll go, sorry, I didn't catch that, and they'll say it again, especially on the phone as well. I'll say, I'm really sorry. Can you say that again for me, please? You cannot ask them again, because then it's becoming rude then about what you're trying to do. Other things...
Which seems funny because you've just not heard them. It seems funny that you find it rude.
Yeah.
Just because you haven't understood someone.
Now, this is very British. Turning down a cup of tea for no reason and instantly knowing you've made a terrible mistake. Now, I've been there where they're going, do you want a cup of tea? And I'll go... No, because I think, oh no, I better not ask for them. And then they'll go, what about you? And they go, oh yeah, I'll have one. And you think, oh, and then what you should do, actually...
Especially when it's someone you're with.
Yeah.
Like with
actually, I will have one, but you don't. And then you just sit there watching everybody else have a cup of tea.
Or when you walk into someone's house, and it doesn't matter if it's tea or any kind of drink, and you walk in, you go, someone goes, oh, do you want a drink? And you go, you don't want to bother them, so you go, no. And then you're sitting there like a few minutes later thinking, I think I'm going to die of dehydration.
Yeah,
you just know that you're going to shrivel up.
Yeah, no.
But you just accept your fate.
Definitely. there's the jogging across the road bit as well. It's I think I saw
there are a lot of people
something-
that don't do that.
I saw something, I think it was a Michael McIntyre thing that said it as well, but even though I try not to do it, it's just like deeming it necessary to do a little jog over the zebra crossings while throwing an apologetic mini wave at someone.
Yeah.
No reason to do anything like that at all.
Which is when you don't realise the car's coming. I mean, again, this is a big difference between us and different cultures as well, because in quite a lot of places it's illegal to cross the road without it being like a green man or something like that. But you can cross the red man if there's no cars coming in the UK.
Yeah.
But you notice a car's coming, so then it's not even a jog. It's more of like a kind of skip thing. Like there's two ways you do it. One, you pretend you don't even see the car. You just go, this is embarrassing, so I'm going to pretend that car isn't there at all. Depending on how far across the road you are and how busy the junction is. The other one is to do a kind of walk, skip, jump thing, because you don't want to run because that's weird. You don't want to walk because that's just rude. And also you kind of want to get across the road quickly so you don't die. So you do a weird skip.
No, you're right. I mean, I can remember an instance, and someone really laughed at me for it, because I was talking to a particular bloke. I'd said hello to him a couple of times, and then in the conversation with that fella, he said to me something about work, and I said, what my wife does and for work and such, and she's working at the moment. And then he said to me, "Oh, you're not gay then?" And I said, and this is the bit where you have to think, because there's no problem. I said, "No, sorry, I'm not gay." So I actually apologised to him for not being gay. Now that, I think, sums it up. That you know, that
I feel like you've got to apologise for absolutely
anything at all. One of the classics.
You should never have to apologise for who you are, no matter if you're gay, straight.
Oh no, it's nothing to do with that.
Between.
It's just the fact that I didn't just say to him,
"Yeah, no, exactly.
No, I'm not gay." It's no. Oh, I'm sorry, I am not gay. But the other thing, and one that gets brought up quite a lot, which gets ridiculous in the end, is, I don't know if you remember when you were at school.
Very aggressive pointing you're doing right now.
Had a project that you were supposed to be doing, and for that project, you needed some travel brochures. All right. Now, obviously, people do a lot of things online, but I said, right, I'll get you some travel brochures. What I should have done, I went down to the town. I should have gone into the travel agents. I should have either walked up, got a couple of brochures, and walked out, which probably wouldn't have had any problem with at all. Or I could have walked in there and said to them, "I'm just going to take a couple of these brochures. They're for a project for my son. Is that okay?" If I really wanted to clear it, I felt a bit guilty about it. I'd done that, and that would have probably been okay. But what did I do? I went in there. I went through an absolute pantomime of
I was sitting in the car at the time.
Of looking through brochures. Then went through a scenario with people in there about... if I wanted to book, well, how late are you open today? And would I be able to cut? I'll tell you what, I was only one step away from giving you two brochures and announcing that we were going on holiday to the Maldives for 2 weeks or something like that. And it had cost me thousands of pounds just to go in there. Why? And not everybody's like that, but I do have a difficulty with it. And why that was the case, I don't know. But it was utterly ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I guess... is what it's all about. In my experience of being in other countries, people are much more forthright. They will do and say what they want to do and say, The queuing is a classic. When we go to other countries, we queue and people look at us as if we're mad because we all stand in an orderly line, and that's not what a lot of people do. There's all sorts of different things like that. But I'm happy with being... I have no problem with that. You do laugh at yourself about how you are, but I have no problem with it. I'm quite pleased with... I love the country I live in, and I'm quite happy to say I'm British.
Yeah, and we have Jaffa cakes.
And we have Jaffa cakes as well.
Right, so before we move on, though, you've been giving a bit of thought.
I was thinking,
You interrupted me then, yeah?
Oh, sorry, go on.
You've been thinking about...
I was like, what?
Oh, sorry, you've been thinking about British people.
I have. I'm just... you need to let me know when you're finished talking.
I would have assumed when I get to the end of a sentence.
Okay, yeah, right. Okay, no, I was thinking, what British people, alive or dead, make you proud to be British? And I've got to be honest, I get quite patriotic when I'm watching things like the Olympics, which is on at the moment, or was on at the moment. I think it's the closing ceremony today. But when we win something or they show montages of us, you know, I just get incredibly patriotic, very proud of the Olympians, like the Kennys, or, you know, in the past with Chris Hoy and Redgrave and his Savoy, yeah, and everyone's, it feels fantastic. We talked about England in the Euros and how proud we were of those, and you know, people that actually stir you, people actually make you feel wow.
Johnny Peacock is Paralympian.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, inspirational. On so many levels, he's inspirational. He seems like a really great fella. Obviously,
do you know him personally?
I know only what I've seen of him on telly, as you well know. Do you know him personally?
No.
Okay. Someone else I would put up there, not as an athlete, but David Attenborough. So David Attenborough, known all around the world, an incredible force, an incredible intellect. You know, we've said about nature programs such, you know, if he's got his voice on it, you just feel comfortable. You feel like you're...
That's what puts you at ease, because he's similar to Richard Attenborough. Hence, like they're brothers.
Apart from the dinosaurs, yeah.
Yeah, but this is what makes you, puts you at ease about Jurassic Park until they start attacking.
Yeah, and then you realise it's the wrong Attenborough. Yeah, you've got to get out. Bobby Moore.
You quickly changed your tone now.
As a West Ham supporter and an England supporter, the guy is a legend. He wouldn't be for everybody, but obviously from the England perspective, and from the people that around him, said what a gentleman he was and how he played the game. And again, looking at him, he seemed so proud. Famously, as he's going up the steps to see, and the Queen's there, and he makes sure he wipes all his hand because he had mud on his hands from playing, and to make sure that to shake her hand. And you know, there was just simple things that he did, and simple things that he did within the game made it look so easy. And he would be up there for me. Professor
Stephen Hawking.
Wow, yeah, without a doubt.
Overcame quite a lot.
And as again,
I say quite a lot. That's an understatement. But yeah,
quite. Such an intellect, such an incredible person. More recently, people like Brian Cox is inspired.
As in Professor Brian Cox.
Professor Brian Cox. Sorry, I should call people by their full names.
Yeah, but there's other Brian Coxes.
I know there is, but particularly him with just the way he's made science accessible to people.
Go on, do your Professor Brian Cox impression.
I can't do it. Can you do an impression of him then? Because usually when you say that...
I'm doing one right now.
Okay. I can't tell. See, I didn't know who you were doing. J.K. Rowling can be quite controversial at times nowadays. I'm not sure that that's rightly so, but I've got... Again, I think the way she's managed to get younger people engaged in reading again. Now, whether they're going off and reading, which they should do, read lots of other things, but loads of people started there. It captured everybody's imagination with the Harry Potter books, and undoubtedly the children who grew up with those books have gone on to read a lot more than they may have done beforehand.
Mixed feelings about that one.
Okay.
Lenny Henry.
Are you talking from a perspective of
charity?
Yeah, because again, when someone goes...
He's also quite funny.
Oh, he is. But when someone spends as much time as he had trying to raise awareness and that, people start to get tired of, of the same thing over and over again, been bombarded with saying you need to give, you need to do this, you need to look out for these people. And, it's compassion fatigue. That was the words I was looking for.
Yeah.
No fault of his, but he's carried on and he's persevered. And the money that's been raised, I mean, there's plenty of people out there. Let's face it, there's lots of people out there who are inspirational we wouldn't even know about, but there's people like him, incredible.
Promise Ranganathan.
Wow, there's a left field one. A great comedian, makes me laugh a lot.
Yep.
Why is he?
Why I picked him.
All right, okay, just for that reason. Yeah,
it's just
but
very
that's
funny.
fine. I mean, it's. I think comedy is a huge
Alex
thing.
Horn.
Oh, hang on, we're just going to go through the people you like in comedy now.
Adam Buxton. Joe Cornish.
Yeah.
Joe Cornish done a lot for Hollywood.
Well, we've got let's talk about Hollywood. I mean, our technical side. We've talked about this before. We've got some of the best technical people around, and we've got some great directors now. Who are being trusted with doing these multi-million Hollywood films. Who else have I got? I mean, national treasures, Stephen Fry and people like that. I mean, it's we seem to have picked a lot of people in comedy, but they've got two sides to everything with that as well. There's two sides to what they do and what they influence and what they represent and how they carry themselves and and the intellect as well. And God bless her, the Queen. I still, again, it's something that not everybody is on board with, but the royal family, I think they play an incredible part, and I think she's an incredible woman, and she continues to do so much, for our country, as a figurehead of our country and the Commonwealth as well. And I think she's an absolutely remarkable woman. She carries on when things around her seem to be falling apart, and she continues. And I'm proud that we've got a queen. I'm proud we've got a royal family. Not all of them are worthy, but she certainly is. Here's a short song about being British.
What it is to be British, saluting the red, white and blue, saying sorry for everything, even if they were things that we did not do. We brought you Haggis and the Beatles, Judi Dench and Sir Sean Connery. If you're nice, we'll invite you for some crumpets or a lovely fresh cream tea. Coming last in Eurovision, can't even score a penalty, but we've got Harry Potter, and don't forget the royal family. We gave you Gavin and Stacey, Downton Abbey and the hot milky tea. Don't forget the Teletubbies. We put the great in Team GB. Who cares about Eurovision? Who cares about a penalty? 'Cause we've got Harry Potter, and don't forget Her Majesty.
Get out my pub. Alright.
Game time.
Woohoo! So, following that lovely song, let's move on to a game.
Yes, let's move on to a game indeed. Okay, so this week...
You don't seem like you prepared for me to press record there. I forgot to tell you I was about to press record.
You do it sometimes, and I just chat to you, and then I realise what you've done. But then that's fine. I did realise then. I go through the sort of ritual of taking my glasses off. Do I need my glasses? Which pad have I got things written on? All that sort of thing. Is it on my phone? Yeah. So
you come with a tablet, a notepad, and a phone.
I'm covering the angles today. Yeah. Oh, that'll be me just putting that down. Yes, I've done a little quiz for you today, just celebrating regions of Great Britain and, certain sayings around the Great Britain. British Isles. That's what I was trying to think of then. All right, so play the sting first, and I'll introduce it properly.
All right, I'll play the sting.
Play the sting.
As I walk the length of these hallowed shores, as I look through windows and knock on doors, sometimes the language is strange to me, and I haven't a clue what is what you what.
Well done once again on the sting.
Oh, that's quite all right. Thank you very much. Okay, so you would have gathered by that, I'm going to bring you in an extraordinary gymnastic performance with my regional accent skills. I'm going to give you a saying, and I want you to tell me what you think that saying means.
Don't you find it really quite interesting, actually, just really quickly, how there's so many different accents, so many different localizations of things?
Oh, it is.
It's such a small area.
It is bizarre. And I do think about when tourists come over, if they come to London or the South, they probably, because of television, probably can understand us quite well. But, if they go up to Newcastle or perhaps down into the deepest, darkest Cornwall, they ain't got a chance. It's going to be alien to them. And in fact, I do know that certain things have gone, when they've been even to English-speaking countries, they've put subtitles on them. Some Irish stuff with Irish dialogue in it, but only with the accents, has had subtitles on the bottom of them just to yeah. There you go. Anyway, are you ready?
Yeah.
We won't go on anymore. So number one, your head's in a funkle. Your head's in a funkle.
Your head's?
Yeah.
Not a clue.
Your head's in a funkle. It means you seem awfully confused in Scotland. If they
What's
say that to you.
funkle?
Funkle, it's just funkle in a mess. That's what funkle, I presume, means in Scotland. They use mess, but it's a saying. We have sayings that don't, this
That's fun.
Yeah, okay. This has gone off well, really. You look like your cat's elbow.
They're all Scottish so far.
These ones are. You look. I'm grateful that you've actually said Scottish because it was touch and go.
I'll
you
be
look
honest.
like your cat's elbow. Oh no, that's gone a bit.
Scottish accent's not quite there. It's more like.
So
because I will be honest. You're doing more like, why, aye, man.
Well, that's because in a minute that's what I've got to do. So I think I've already started thinking about him.
Scotland. It's a bit more.
You look like cat's elbow. See, that's gone completely.
Yeah. You look like your cat's elbow.
Right. So, do you know what that is?
You look sad.
You look skinny.
Skinny.
So eat a pie immediately. Yeah. Okay.
Or a deep fried Mars bar.
You've got a face like a cake left out in the rain.
You look sad. You look upset. You look miserable.
Your face is wrinkled and worn. Yeah. He's a tatty-lugged loon. He's a tatty-lugged loon.
He's a tatty-logged loon.
Lugged loon.
It's a tatty-lugged.
Lugged. Luggles.
He's looking a bit worse for wear.
Oh, see, we struggle. That boy has rather large ears. Were you vaccinated with the gramophone needle? What, I was going in a German accent there. Were you vaccinated with a gramophone needle?
So he's trying to give me clues by moving his mouth around, and he's getting upset that I'm giving away the secrets of not having visuals on a podcast. So being really chatty.
Yep.
You seem really upset now.
Yeah, all bum
It's not gonna mention
and parsley. You're all bum and parsley.
You're all bum and parsley.
Yeah.
You're all smelly. You're smelly.
Big-headed and think you're better than anybody else, that means.
I thought we were going to do things like...
Is the cat dead? This is a bizarre one. Is the cat dead?
Is the cat dead?
Yeah.
I don't think that's even how they'd pronounce
If
that.
they say that, did. If they say that to you, that means, why are your trousers so short?
I don't understand that one at all. I
You're
thought this was going to be like...
melted welly.
I thought it was going to be stuff like... where do you have like stuff like balm come from and stuff like that? From a bread
it
roll?
Isn't. It isn't. It's all like this, so get on with
Right.
it. You're a half
Because
melted
I'm not going to have
welly.
a clue on most of these. Half melted welly,
Yeah.
you're hot.
No, you aren't the sharpest tool in the shed. You're a bit dim, that means. Right, so next one,
stupid.
we're going to come down the
actually
country a little
translate
bit. Why, where's me scran? I'm clamming.
Where's my sun cream? I'm really hot. I'm getting
Where's
burnt.
my dinner? I'm starving.
Right.
I'm going to say why in front of them just so I can get into the character, yeah? Why, there's your telt.
That's just a different language fully.
There's your telt.
Do as you're told.
Oh, well done. I didn't even give you a clue there. I know this is terrible. Oh, no, I'm going on to now Welsh. So what should I say to get myself in a...
I don't know.
What's a Welsh accent?
Do something from Gavin and Stacey.
Oh.
Come on now, Gav.
Yeah. It's nobbling out. No, that's...
Or
that's
towel. Towel,
It's
owl.
nobbling out.
It's cold out.
Yep. Where you to?
Where are you from?
Where are you? I'll be there now in a minute.
You've given up on the accent now,
Yeah,
haven't
I
you?
have, because I think I'm going to upset someone with that.
Yeah, I struggle with the Welsh accent. I'll be there now in a minute. I'll be there soon.
Be there soon, but not sure exactly how soon, that is.
Wow, that's a lot more in depth.
This is Cowin Lush.
This
See,
is
I've
really,
tried it
this
and it's
is,
gone a different
this
way
is really
again.
nice.
Unbelievably nice.
Well, I think really nice would do as well.
Okay, then we're going to move on to the West Country. Now, bearing in mind most of my accents end up West Country, I can guarantee you now
These
I'm
are
not
not
going
West
to
Country.
Best Country. So I'm going to say, all right, lover, in front of it. Arker E.
Say again?
Arker E.
It's a nice evening.
Arker E. Arker E.
Look at them.
Listen to them. Back along.
Follow me.
Back along. Back along.
Put your seatbelt on.
In the past.
You're saying these like you knew them beforehand as well.
Oh, now I'm going on to Ireland. Oh, dear.
Ireland or Northern Ireland?
Oh, can't. It's just Ireland.
Right, so this is going to be...
Oh, no. May the cat eat you and may the devil eat the cat.
Do you want to practice your Irish accent? So count to 3 in Irish and it'll get you in it.
1, 2, 3.
No. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. May the cat eat you and may the devil eat your cat.
I've actually forgot the hen something 3. I've forgotten cadday or something like that. Well, if you made, well, yeah, you've wound me up now. Now you're cursed.
Double bad luck on you, so not
Yeah.
far off there. Acting a maggot. That goes a bit Scottish again then.
Yeah, it
but I
did.
suppose it's Celtic, isn't it? So
Say again?
you're acting the maggot,
You're acting really not nice.
behaving like a fool. What about this? Shit in a bucket.
Oh, for goodness sake. You do these just so I have to bleep them.
I couldn't believe my luck when I saw this. Shit in a bucket.
Stop it! I didn't ask you to repeat that one. This isn't very good.
Yeah, for God's sake, oh no. And the last one, right? And this is English. Poppycock.
That's a load of rubbish.
Yeah, and do you know why it's called poppycock?
Am I going to have to bleep this one as well?
No, it's from the Dutch, pap and kak, which means soft dung. So poppycock means soft dung.
Right.
And another word for that would be for the hat trick. So there you go. That was a little bit more difficult than to do the accents and for you to get them.
Yeah.
So sorry about that.
That's all right.
Okay. Right. Well, there you go. Didn't work that well, did it, this week?
Well, it was all right. It was good.
Yeah. Tell your
Just
face that.
very... I didn't have a clue on most of them.
Well, no, now you
But
can.
this is the thing with
But
colloquialisms.
Now you can go to those places
And really
and
offend them.
You can understand them. If someone says to you something like that, you could say, oh, hang on, and then buy a new pair of trousers that are a little bit longer, or, you know.
Do you know what number 7 is in Irish?
No.
I'm pretty sure it's shock.
Do you have to do that as well with your hands?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Shock.
Shock.
Is it shock?
I don't know.
so.
Well, who's teaching you these things?
3. One of my friend's girlfriend's Irish.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay, right. So,
Moving on.
moving on.
So this week, we've had something sent in to us.
We have indeed, yeah.
So it looks like on our website, fatherandsundays.com, we have a contact section, and on that contact section, you
Do you
can...
mean after all the weeks of nagging people to comment and telling people to send stuff in, someone actually has?
Someone sent something in,
Yeah.
although I feel like it might have been forwarded on,
Right, okay.
but it's been sent in. Because on that page, you can contact us, you can leave us questions, ideas, comments, and also we've said people can leave complaints.
Right, so I'm getting a feeling this is what is the latter, yeah?
Yeah, it looks like the latter.
Okay.
So this one is from, I'm going to go ahead and say her surname because people might be able to realise who it is, Joyce Harding.
Oh dear.
So she's some kind of relation to us.
I'm in trouble.
Sounds a bit like your mum.
Yes.
Subject, spreading false information. Now, I think
What?
someone helped her with this because she doesn't use a computer. So,
All right,
she's never
okay.
used one in her
Plenty of
life,
people could
so,
do that.
yeah. I am disappointed that during your recent 70s episode, you have insinuated.
Insuated?
Insuated.
Insulated?
You've insulated my roof. You have insinuated that the clothes I bought were joke-worthy and embarrassing,
Oh dear.
and at one stage suggested I purchased substandard socks from the local market. The clothes represented the times, and your so-called humour is at best lazy. Don't make me wave my fist at you. Kind regards, NJ. That's what we call her.
Wow.
NJ, Nanny Joyce.
Oh dear, oh dear. Well, you know, that would explain the text I got from her
Yeah.
telling me I was grounded and that I had to go to bed straight after this. I'm not allowed to do these anymore. No.
No dinner.
No. Until she's going to let me know when I'm able to do anything again.
Hopefully next week.
Yeah, hopefully, and as long as I behave myself and don't spread false rumours. We merely meant to bring some sort of fun to that particular era. The fashion in that era was of a
Diabolical.
kind, and
sorry.
had nothing to do with her and her buying it. Her hair was long because
She had an
that's
afro.
how everybody's hair was at the time. And obviously, I must have misremembered about the tube socks.
Bought that they were really comfortable.
I will say now that they were the best socks that I have ever had.
Have.
Yes.
Two of the H's.
Thank you.
Thank you for the socks.
Oh, there you go.
I've never had tube socks, so.
You're really unlucky. They're the best socks.
Why'd you keep
ever.
winking at me as you say
I'm
it?
not winking. Don't make it worse for me. Okay, right, all right. and nothing else.
Why are you
That's
acting?
it.
Why are you going? All right, like you weren't the one to say that.
Yeah, look, we've had nothing more positive come back then, though.
I think we hit 900 listens today.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, but it's not really positive.
Any more
information.
countries that we're
Yeah,
upsetting?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Have a look up. We'll be able to talk about that next week, perhaps. We'll have if there's any new ones, we can talk about it right at the beginning and say hi to those particular countries, yeah?
Oh, yeah, maybe. I'll give it
Maybe.
some thought.
Right, okay. All right, well, that's us
Do
done.
you know what
then.
next week's episode is, though?
Next week's episode is... Oh, next week's episode is a special week, isn't it? For a very special person.
Well, it is, but I was going to mention about it's going to be episode 30.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, it's a very special episode because it's episode 30.
Yeah, and we're talking about...
We're talking about the 1990s. And the reason
Yeah.
we're talking about the 1990s is because you were born in the 1990s and you've got a birthday coming up, haven't you?
Oh, as if those 70s, 80s all added up.
It all led up to
led
this.
up to the 90s.
Yes, so we'll be talking about the 90s. We'll reflect the 90s in the music, and we'll have a little celebration of a certain person's birthday, I think.
All right. Well, in that case...
Is that fine with you?
Yeah, it's fine by me.
That's good. Right, excellent. So, it's just remains for us to... You need to tell everybody to do all the same things we tell them every week that they don't do. And then it's goodbye from me, I think.
All right, well, I'll do the other stuff first before you say goodbye.
Okay, I'll come back and say goodbye again in a minute.
Yeah, you can. So we've got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can like us, follow us on those. Be handy. I keep messing with my keyboard. Very much
Get
apologise for
told
that.
off for doing things like
Yep.
that, I do.
Yeah, you do. But you haven't got a keyboard. That's why you don't have a keyboard.
No.
There's one there. He's kicking
I
boxes.
didn't actually deliberately do that either.
I knew you did. You didn't.
I didn't. I just
I thought
stretched
you
my
were doing
leg
it on
and kicked that
purpose.
box.
But you just booted a load of boxes.
No. Carry on, sorry.
Yes, we've got those. We've also got the website, fatherandsundays.com. We've spoken about it a couple of times. But remember, there's a store available. There's a contact page. But you can also access all of the episodes on there, as well as whatever your preferred podcast platform is. I assume that you've got one that you're listening to right now. But by any chance, if you're listening to one that you don't really like it, remember there's lots of others you can listen to there.
Open them up on all of them.
Yeah, listen on all of them, all at once. See if they're any different.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Leave us, contact us on those things if you can. You leave a review if you want to.
Yep.
You can do that on some of the podcast platforms. And yeah, anything you want to say?
No, that's it for me.
Again, I feel like I'm forgetting something, but
I won't worry about it too much.
no. All right.
Sorry about everything today. That's me being very British.
Yep. Yeah, apologies. Right, we better go.
Yeah, I've just looked at
Better
my
make a
watch.
move.
I think we better make a move in a second. Yeah, sorry about that, but we've the dog's at home on his own, so all right.